And good morning, Minecraft. This is Mr. Kassarian, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Modded Minecraft. Okay, we are working on our bioreactors today. All right, I already have an ME interface configured. I got my farms working upstairs. We're just configuring these things a little more. All right, so we got that. And what other saplings can we throw in there? Well, let's see. We could chuck some rubber saplings in. Seems like a good idea. And yoink. Okay, good. Perfect. Awesome, in fact. Now, on to the bioreactor. So the way the bioreactor works is a little interesting. We need to get ourselves another lever, obviously. The way the bioreactor works is definitely a little bit interesting. Let me turn these two off for a bit. What this does is it basically says, okay, you put all your items in here and they show up down here, okay? And then what they do is, depending on how many different types of items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. So basically you can store up to 9 items. So technically I should probably get a secondary interface, but we're not growing enough stuff yet to do that. The more different types of items you have in here, the more efficient the bioreactor is, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we only need one more in there. Okay, that's not too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves, yeah, let's just get ourselves some Ender IO conduits. That honestly seems like the best way of doing this. All right, so we'll just connect these up. And of course, I have them positioned just wrong. Of course. You know, that's pretty easy to fix. Boy, these have a low break resistance. So we're just going to get our bioreactors and our bioreactors, right, because they maintain their inventory. And you're going to go into these 2 blocks, right? Right, okay. So we'll get our item conduit down like that. I don't know why the rendering's been a little bit funky lately, but that's neither here nor there. And we'll say, oops, active with signal, because otherwise it's going to start eating. And I don't want it to start eating quite yet. So we'll just take our 2 levers and turn those on. And then we can say active without signal. Okay, so you can see items are getting pushed into here, which is good. That's very good. We might actually do with getting ourselves a couple upgrades on this. Oh. Like the 5 I already have in my inventory. We'll put 2 of them on. How about that? Oh, this isn't going to work then. Okay, hold on. All right, that's a problem. Oh, boy. Okay. I was actually worried about that, but looks like my fears were, in fact, well-founded. Because the way this thing's inventory works... Oh, no, I didn't... Shows me, huh? Because the way this thing's inventory works, it'll keep pushing the same item in. So, do I have any... Transfer node items. I need a chest. Now, if you guess that this means that we're probably going to end up getting a rationing pipe. Remember how last time we used a hyper rationing pipe? Now we just want to get a rationing pipe. Okay. Just a standard rationing pipe. And we don't have any stone slabs. Click. There we go. We're just going to get a standard rationing pipe, which should keep a stack of items in here at all times. All right. So we'll hook those 2 up, and then we'll connect our transfer node items up to there. Awesome. So what should be happening is this thing should keep a stack, right? Now, it's slow, so let's get ourselves a... Let's look at upgrades, right? Okay. Speed upgrade, world interaction, stack upgrade. Oh, gosh, that's expensive. That's even worse. How much redstone do I have? Oh, I guess I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's look at some speed upgrades. Thank you. And let's chuck the speed upgrades in. Gosh, this thing's slow. All right, so now it's kept a stack of peanuts in there. It's probably moved on to putting peanuts into this thing. Joy. Unfortunately, this is pretty much the only way I know to do this. Really? Reika, you already have a release on Dragon API? Again? Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, all right. We'll have to get that up to snuff at some point. How are we looking on tomatoes in there? Now you're not pulling anything. Well, that's certainly interesting. Oh, because you've pulled peanuts now, and you're going to continue to pull peanuts for as long as you live. That makes sense. Okay, so... interesting. How the heck am I going to do this? I could feed this manually, but that's not an idea that I'm really relishing at all. Let's see. What other methods of moving items around do I have? So I have Ender IO. I have... Yeah, I guess that's my best bet. All right. Okay, so we'll do it this way then. All right, let's break you off. Let's yank you out. Let's get you guys out. And let's get the boatload of peanuts I did in there out. Okay, so that was a false start. I forgot that it can jam up that way. That's unfortunate. All right, so instead we're going to have to do something different. We're going to, I think, default back to the inventory manager. There we go, inventory manager. Bloink. Oh, we need a redstone block. And we also need a piston. Thank you. All right, there we go. So, yeah. I'm probably going to hear a little bit from people saying, cheaty, using inventory manager. But I think this is pretty much the best way of doing this. So we're just going to hook this guy up like that. All right, and we're going to say input or trigger. Give me a trigger first. Connect that, interval check. Inventory, I want you to target the ME interface. Target, I don't really care. Items, blacklist. You have access to anything that thing's putting out. Okay, create output. This is literally all I'm doing. Inventory, bioreactor. Oh, we need to put a splitter in. That's right. So we go down to flow control. Where the heck is my flow control? And we're going to tell flow control that it's actually a split. And that split is going to be a fair split. There we go. So output there, create output control, and we're going to put an output there. Output inventory, bioreactor, check, target. We don't much care. Up, items, whitelist. Okay. Crud. I had a note for this, but I don't remember it now. All right, so we're going to go peanuts. Peanut. And then we're going to have to say specify amount, keep 32 of them. And we're going to say peanut, oats, specify amount, please keep 32 of them. We're going to have to say oats, zucchini. I wish there was a way to copy these. 32 of them. And let's just see how this is going. All right. Oh. Well then. Interesting. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. That is what happened. Okay. All right. All right, so we have, let's take a good look here. Peanut, tomato, zucchini, oats, soybean. peanut. We need tomatoes. Tomato. And let me come back in a few minutes once I finish this, because this is just the same thing you're seeing me doing right now. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, so one thing to keep in mind when you're doing this, by the by, is that to make sure in your inventory manager, when you go to your output and you select both inventories, to hit this multi-selection, make sure you hit run command once per target rather than run a shared command. Otherwise, it doesn't work quite right. So these guys are now full up, right? They each have 32. They're holding at 32, and we can turn them on. And notice that each time they run, we should be getting a fair amount of biofuel, okay? And the efficiency is saying 1024. So right now, this thing's going to do its darndest to keep these guys well supplied with biofuel, okay? Now what are we going to do? Well, we need to do something with this biofuel, all right? Notably, a biofuel generator. We have nothing we need. Okay. I am somehow not surprised. So let me get this set up, and I will be right back. All right, so now we should be able to get at least 2 of these. Or not. Because apparently I'm a derp today. All right, there we go. So we also need some pressurized fluid conduit and some energy conduit. Yeah, okay, let's go with this stuff. This should work, right? Because the basic is 640, and these each produce... Oh. So we can just use the basics then. Except we have very little of the basic. Okay. Whatever. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our biofuel generators and we're going to put them right over to here, all right? And we're just going to go 1, 2, okay? And we're also going to look up how much obsidian I have and how many tanks I have. All right, so tank 14. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we'll just do it like this. There we go. We have 1 extra just for kicks. Okay. So now, did I already grab? Yes, I did. Okay, good. So we're going to go like that, that. Of course, these are all doing that. Oh, I don't want to connect because I have fluid in me routine. All right, so we will get our wrench out. Connect and connect. Okay, and then that's filling. So our buffer's going down. We have less biofuel stored in the tank. We have some biofuel being stored in here. Good. So we'll get all of this hooked up. And we'll break through this. And let me look at what we need for some more pressurized fluid ducts. Perfect. So we'll just run this all the way across. Awesome. And extract active without signal. So you can see this is already filled up. It's not using any more. That's good to see. Now those generate 160 RF per tick. And they generate a decent amount of power while they're doing it too. So what I should have to do is... I wonder if I can get myself 1 more of these. Oh, hello, jump boost. That's from my armor, by the way. Let's see. Can I get myself another capacitor? It's going to take a while to do it, but actually not all that long. As I'm watching it run, I'm like, huh. Not all that long, in fact, indeed. Okay, so we'll get our this stuff, and that can 120. Okay, so let's run this out, and I should be able, unless I'm drastically mistaken. I had a shovel. There's my shovel. Ah, thought so. To come into here. And now because this is like this, I can run this. Oh, that gives me uphill step assist too. Huh. Cool, okay. Things you didn't know about your Ender IO armor, huh? So let's run this straight back through here. Clicky, clicky. And now this is running. This is slowly using power. I actually think we are still generating more than we're actually using up here, which is good. So if we watch this, we should now be getting a net power gain. Kind of not really. Okay. That thing's full for whatever reason. I don't know how it's full or why it's full, because we should be using a fair amount of power right now. And let's open this guy up, and let's take a look at what we need over here. What was I going over here? Oh, right, the capacitor should be done. So we'll grab our capacitor bank. And let's put him right in there. And while we're at it, we can disconnect this. And we are still gaining power. Look at that. 65, 66, 68, 69. Awesome. Okay. So that is functioning perfectly then. And we can actually add more of these as time goes forward. Right? Like, we're not limited here at all. We can add another one right here. So let's just... While we're in here, we can hook these up. I think I have 2 more blaze rods. I think I got 6 when I went. So let's go with another generator. Biofuel generator. There we go. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. All right, so... Interesting. Oh, it's all IC2 stuff. Okay. So biofuel generator, we're going to need... another furnace. We're going to need another factory machine block, which means we're going to need plastics. Do I have enough to make plastics? No. All right, so then we need a, what was it, generator. Biofuel generator. We're going to need a factory machine block. We're going to need some pistons. Go. And can we make this thing now? Yes. Okay, good. So we can make this thing, and we can shove him in right there like that. Boom. He's not... There we go. Just turned on. Okay, so now what are we getting over here? So now we're getting plus 220 RF per tick. And we'll see what it will look like in terms of balance, all right? So that looks decent. These 2 guys are still running. Slowly but surely, they are still running. Okay, good. All right, guys, so I will be back in a few minutes to see what we're going to do next. And I think I have a pretty good idea. Yeah. All right, guys, what we're going to finish up on today is some stuff from one of Reika's mods, Electricraft. Right. All right, Electricraft time. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 4 of these induction generators, okay? And they're made with a generator casing, impeller, some cable. That generator's pretty easy. It's just 2 gold coil and a shaft core. So we're going to get 4 of them, mostly for, you know, future production use. Info. Interesting. Put new spring. Interesting. Give it a redstone signal. Huh. Required to crafting machines. Supposedly there's applied energistics integration in there somewhere, but I don't know it yet. Okay, so we already have some motors downstairs, but we're going to need some wire, okay? Now, Electricraft has several different... Is it wire? What do they call it? Let's see... Should be around here. Electricraft. There we go. Clicky. Okay. We call it wire. Yeah, they do call it wire. Okay. I don't know why it didn't show up there the first time. Ooh, transformer. Ooh. Okay. No, this is all new stuff that I'm not familiar with at all. And it's cool. I like it. An EU splitter? The heck is that for? Reika didn't integrate with the IC2, did he? I don't know. RF battery, which you can see is just a little expensive. Okay, so what we're going to do, though, is we're going to get ourselves some cable. And I think our best bet is going to be... Yeah, probably the silver wire. So we're going to be... The thing is that we have a max current, right? And the max current on that silver wire is 32 kiloamps. 32,768 amps. So 32.768 kiloamps. And we're going to lose 1 volt per meter. Well, that's not too bad. Okay. So let's do that. Let's do silver wire. So we just need silver, and we're going to make it insulated so we don't electrocute ourselves to death. So we'll get some silver, and we'll also get some wool. Not wood, wool. Wool. There we go. Okay, so we need to do this. We're going to use up all of our wool doing this too. And that. Okay. So we're going to get, let's just get a stack of silver wire. Okay. Let's do that, and let's do that. All right. So let's head downstairs. Electricraft is basically an easier way of transferring power that we're producing using Rotarycraft. Okay. Now, the thing is that back here, we already have some induction motors and resistors set up. And I'm not going to explain induction motors and resistors right now, simply because they're a little complicated. But the thing to remember is that Electricraft works realistically. So you never, almost never, except for loss over cable, lose voltage, okay? And these guys are all shut down right now. You can see how I have them shut down. And I have space for 2 more generators over here, okay? So we're going to drop an induction generator here. Boom. And 1 here. And these 2 for what will be in the future, okay? And then what we're going to do is, you can see I'm gearboxing these down significantly, okay? And so let's turn these guys on. Do I have enough? Yeah. Okay. So we're generating about 2 megawatts. And, okay. So if we get out our angular transducer, right? I have them around here somewhere. You can see is receiving 2 point... Yeah, okay. Now, this should be low enough. If it... Okay, so it hasn't fried yet, but that doesn't actually mean anything because it's not under load. Okay? Once this thing goes under load, we might have an issue. Now, the thing to remember is that this is fairly realistic, all right? So, basically, the way this is going to work is that unless we have... the power, so the amperage is going to be shared evenly across all machines on a network. What a resistor does is a resistor basically fakes the system out into thinking that there's less load than there actually is, okay? And with these motors, they will happily eat as much power as you can possibly give them, all right? So what you want to do is you want to put a resistor on there. Nothing's fried. Good. Nothing's fried and everything's running. Good. And yeah, those sound like hell. I'm sorry, but they do. But they don't sound too dissimilar from what they should actually sound like, all right? So, but as you can see, we're taking canola seeds, we're running them through there, and then we're, getting rid of them. Okay? Not too difficult. And yes, the hitboxes on these are a little creative sometimes. No, not there. Basically, they have kind of strange block placing behavior on some occasions. I think we're coming right up on the edge of what these cables can actually support. Let's check our point voltages. Alright, so we have point current of 144 amps, right? That's nowhere near our maximum resistances here of... Yeah, we're losing 1 volt, but... I don't understand what the sound's being cured from. None of these machines seem to be doing especially badly. This thing's running. This is running. I don't know what the sound is coming from, but I think we're sending quite a bit of voltage into these. All right, let's double check. We're receiving 2048 radians per second. 2048 radians. So the voltage is the same. I'm not certain what that sound is coming from. But we are providing quite a bit of power. So the thing to remember is that voltage turns into radians of speed. All right, voltage turns into speed, amperage turns into torque, okay? So if you notice on the line here, you can see point voltage is 1638, 16384. Over here at 16363, because we're losing some voltage as we travel, because these have some voltage loss to the cable. But you can see that we have a certain amount of point current, okay? And that's because this machine is configured, so this is configured to draw 16. This one is configured to draw 128 amps, okay? So what's happening is most of the amperage, the 128 is coming down here and going into this machine. The rest of the amperage is coming down here and going to this machine. The rest of the amperage is being wasted right now, okay? So even though we're running both of these devices, the rest of it is being wasted. Now, I don't mind as much because with this system, and the centrifuge, by the way, gets the more canola out of the husks, because with this system right now, we're producing more lubricant, and this is basically a lossless system as long as I keep feeding it lubricant, which will probably end up taking care of the lubricant issues in the next episode. But yes, this is actually a pretty easy way early on to generate power. Now, why don't I show you guys quickly how to store that power? Okay? And to do that, we're going to get ourselves some of these batteries, all right? So what we're actually aiming for here is we want a battery that can power the bedrock breaker, okay? Bedrock breaker, okay? Which means that we need to be able to build a battery that produces 4.194 megawatts, all right? That's a lot of power. That is a lot of power. So, kilowatt, megawatt. So we need at least a graphene battery, okay? Which is a graphene energy crystal, which is a procyon, which is an azure, which is a lustrous. This is bloody expensive, okay? But we kind of want, we can't, we need sintered tungsten anyways. Huh. Okay. So in the next episode, what I think we'll work on, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, let's do this first, all right? Let's, why don't we first of all just put in an energy meter so we can see what we're doing? Okay. Energy. And I'm sitting at kind of a weird angle, so it's kind of funny. That's a counter. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You're in here somewhere. Mod Electricraft. What are you called? An electric meter. There we go. Electric meter. Okay. Electric meter. So you need a circuit board. Ooh, I wonder if I can use... I can use that silicon. Yay. Okay, and then we just need... I'm going to need a screen. And then I'm going to need... Oh, this goes in the work table. Okay, so I need 4 HSLA steel. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need that screen. I'm going to need electric meter. I'm going to need 2 silver wire and a base panel. Okay. Base panel, control board, and then let's just hop upstairs. And this will at least give us an idea of what we're producing power-wise. And it'll also give you guys an idea of what we're doing in terms of our conversion ratios. There is conversion that's pretty simple between volts and rads and amps and Newton meters. I don't remember it right now. Okay, so, and I'm not going to tell it to you guys because if I do, and I'm wrong, I'm going to hear it from you, and if I'm especially unlucky, I'll hear it from Reika as well, who's the mod author. Reika tends to watch any of the videos out there that involve his mods, so just to make sure there's no, blatant misinformation going around. Suffice to say, it involves 8, all right? One of them you multiply by 8, one of them you divide by 8, and I can never keep track of which one is which. I think you divide... Well, let's look at this. Okay. So we're at 2 kiloradians, right? And here, 13, 16, 34. So you multiply your radians by 8 to get your volts, and you divide your torque by 8 to get your amps. Okay? Okay. Good. Now that we all heard that. And, there we go. Oh, look it. Well, kind of rotates to stay with me. Voltage is presently... Alright, well, let's... That isn't right. That is very much not right. Alright, so let's cut that. There we go. Voltage is 16,376 at 144 amps. And this machine is running quite nicely. Okay. So these guys are getting me more lubricant. I'm not certain how much I have more lubricant because I don't have Wayla installed. So, yeah, that's a bit of an issue. But that is neither here nor there. They're running, they're functional. We're not having too much of an issue, except that we're getting a little overly full on husks right now. But that's an issue that's solved essentially just with a hopper and, you know, being a bit more patient with this stuff. All right, guys. Anyways, this has been Mr. Kasarian. I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to see you guys. I'll see you guys soon in the next episode. When we get there, we're going to be working a little bit more on how to get ourselves tungsten and bedrock and all this fun stuff with voltage and amperage and all of these machines and how they all work and what we can do with them and sort of the cool, fun stuff that we have going on. Okay? So hopefully we will get there fairly soon. I am planning on continuing my adventures in Electricraft and Reika's other mods because they're fun. Okay? And you guys would probably agree with me if you're watching this video that Electricraft seems to be a pretty fun mod and a much better way to generate power and move that power around. You notice I am gearboxing these down quite a bit to make sure they don't, you know, to get some decent speed and power out of them. Anyways, guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like, a comment, a subscription. Let me know you're out there. Let me know that you like what I do. Anyways, until the next episode, guys, happy mining.